All right, here we are under the groove, touching bases with the people. This is where you are. This is where we are, touching bases with the people. I like to first send a shout out to everybody and ask, how is everyone doing today? Hopefully, everything is everything. And brothers and sisters are figuring this thing out, man. It's a cold world, man. It's a cold world. All right. A lot is going on, some of which I won't speak on. If it comes up, I'll briefly address it, leave it at that. Hey man, it is what it is, right? I'm at a loss for words right now, but that's okay. That's okay. It happens to the best of us. We got to keep on keeping on. What we say, we have to continue to get down with this get down, no matter what. All right, there are going to be setbacks, drawbacks, pitfalls, disappointments. That shouldn't be the reason to drop the ball or lose the focus. It should always be on the focus. It's a beautiful day, man. It's a beautiful day, no matter what. Roderick Frazier, man, what it do? Salute right back to you, OG. Yeah. We in this thing, man. I want to discuss something. It's relevant, but it's not relevant. Like I say, if it comes up, I'll speak about it. If not, boom. We'll just leave it at what it is. Our community, man, we go through a lot. Let's address that. Let's admit that we go through a lot as a people, as individuals. And most of the time, most of the things we go through, dealing with self and our own, I want to acknowledge that. And I can speak for me. Prison does a number on brothers and sisters. Don't get it twisted, you guys. Prison creates this mental thing, man. I want to call it a mental deficiency, man. A lot of brothers and sisters go through the system, man, come out of the system after, serving time in it, man. And little do we know, a lot of us need some help. A lot of us need therapy, man, for lack of a better term, man. We have mental issues, man, up and down the spectrum. When we don't deal with those things health-wise, because I think mental issues are health issues. When we don't deal with that type of stuff, man, we suffer the consequences. Not only do we who are going through some mental, whatever it is, mentally, psychologically, other people, it impacts other people. All right. I'm just saying that this is what you call a PSA, the public service announcement. Hey, man, there's nothing wrong with getting help, finding some type of service or support to help get you through those moments or times when you feel like, man, ain't nothing working, don't nothing matter, I can only speak for me. When I hear cries for help, man, I get phone calls and such or so and so would say, man, I want to talk to you, come on by. For the most part, I'll drop everything and I'll shoot through there, man, and sit down with a brother, even a sister, man, and just chop it up. You know what I mean? Because sometimes, like I said, it's just a matter of being able to communicate what, individuals are going through. They need that outlet, that vent, that opportunity to vent whatever is troubling them. So don't disregard, the fact that we suffer a lot of mental issues in the communities, and all the communities. We go through things, like I say, daily, man or woman. But when we're Black, we shoulder most of whatever society is going through. We suffer the most. All right. That said, again, I just want to welcome everybody to Touching Bases with the People. And this is where we see no evil, we speak no evil, we hear no evil. Everything we do here is above board. It's straight, Be that as it may, we keep it 100. All right. We're not with no BS on this. Get down, man. So let's always keep that in mind, as we focus on the focus and prepare to get down with this get down. It's always got to be B1 equals Black first. We have to really start pushing that concept. You know, I think it's very imperative that we push that concept that black first, black should come first. That means, man, anything black that, you know, anything that we deal with as black people, we need to deal with those issues, man. We got to put ourselves first, not third, not fourth. We have to be first, man. Everything and everyone else comes after us. You know, that's my take on that. So mental health, man, mental health is an issue in the communities. Trust that, man. Know what I'm just hear me out, man. Mental health affects, I would say maybe 2 out of 5. 2 out of 5. 2 out of 5 people, put 5 people together, man, 2 of them are going through some type of mental struggle or illness. All right. Let's just call it what it is. All right. Now, I said a minute ago, for a lot of brothers, man, and sisters who come out of the penitentiary system, man, they're coming out in our minds. We're coming out prepared. You know, we're coming out ready to do the damn thing and you know, not necessarily make up for lost time or catch up, but we're coming out, man, to be productive, you know, to produce something worthwhile, you know, to create this whole new get down that was better than the one we were on before we went in. I'm saying that to say, man, it don't always work out like that. You know, it doesn't always work out like that, man. Brothers come home, man, with issues, with baggage. You know, our brothers don't know how to let things go in order to focus on the focus so that they know the direction or they're going in or the purpose they should be dealing with, you know, confronting. It's always something else. And you know, it's as if, man, brothers who come home from prison, man, again, they haven't let go of a lot of what went on in prison. You know, a lot of brothers come home institutionalized. A lot of brothers come home understanding one thing, and that's structure. And when that structure is not present in their everyday life or dealings, you know, as they go through their day, week, or months, it becomes a problem. It becomes a problem. And some of us don't know how to deal with that lack of structure, you know, that cohesiveness or, you know, certain disciplines, you know, certain principles and morals. We run into others who don't have that. You know, we run into others who have their own issues. You know, we're not mindful of that. We're just mindful of what we know the script to be. You know, a lot of us, like I said, we come out, man, with structure. You know, and a lot of times we don't know how to deal with those individuals who lack structure, who don't want to, call it what it is. For those who don't want to follow protocol or structure, you know, it becomes an issue. You know, it only becomes an issue because that's how they dealt with those issues or those things, situations, circumstances on the inside. Brothers have not made the transition from inside to here. You know, they brought whatever that structure was, and they're out here thinking it's going to change something, you know, that, you know, it's going to be what it was, you know, that they left behind inside the joint. Don't always work like that, man. You know, so part of what we need to do, especially us brothers and sisters who lead the joint after long periods of time, is first accept and understand that they don't get that part of what you went through. No more than you can get that part of what they've been going through since they've been here. You know, we all have issues. We all have certain concerns, problems, you know. Yeah, man, sad day, man. All right. Sad day, man. We have to start recognizing the signs, man. And we have to, you know, want to assist those brothers and sisters who are crying out for help, because a lot of them do. A lot of them do. We see it in drug addiction. You see, that's a cry for help, man, I think. You see it in alcoholism. It's a cry for help, man. You see it, man, in the behaviors of brothers and sisters who, you know, don't give a flying fuck about nothing. Those are cries for help, man. So We have to, I think, just my opinion, man, start to speak to these brothers and sisters where we see these things going on in their lives. To speak to them, man, in such a way where you're not condemning them. You're not putting them down, but you want them to talk. You want them to vent and release whatever it is they're holding inside, man. They have to release it. They need an outlet. Provide it for them. Just lend the ear. Lend the ear, man. All right. That would go a long way. It's going to help a lot of our brothers and sisters who need individuals, man, just to lend an ear. Get these problems off their chest. Deal with the things that they don't understand or know how to deal with out in society. Society's a beast, man. It's a beast. Out here, there is no structure. There's no discipline. There's no respect, and it really affects a lot of people, man, when they see that. All right. Power to the people, man. As much as power is in the people, B1 equals black first, you guys. Hey, man, we have to wake up. We have to wake up on so many different levels. On so many different levels. All right. Want me to adjust it? Bring it down?
Yes.
Okay. Appreciate that. Yeah, man. So how's that? How's that? Okay, well, let me know. Okay. You have to talk to me. Don't worry about it.
I can't tell because I can't see it.
Why? Okay. I'm gonna get out of there now. All right. So yeah, we just had to make some adjustments. That was about all that was.
Yes.
Like I said, man, just
Oh, you went lower, baby. You got to go up higher.
okay, I see that now.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, hold on. All right, we're gonna leave it at that. Let's see how that looks. That's better to me from my viewpoint. All right. Again, man, we have to love ourselves, man, in order to be able to love others, man, who don't know they need love, who's crying out for love and support. The brother reminds me, brother, the other day, man, Brother Pope said, man, he just support. It's about support and love. Got that, man. We got that. We got that for those in the Royal Group congregation. But you know what? We have to be able to let that flow, let that spill out, man, to others who are not even a part of this get out. We all have somebody that we know, be it family or associates or whatever. If you just pay attention, some of them, maybe quite a few of them, are screaming out, man. Screaming out, man. Like I said, man, just, for somebody to just listen to them. To just listen to them, We have to get to the point where we're not throwing each other away, man. We have to understand that we are not expendable, man. We got to get rid of that mindset. We have to get rid of that mindset that our brothers and sisters are expendable. All right? All right, man. It sounds like I'm just all over the place, man. I apologize. Like I said, there's a lot going on. Again, man, power is in the people, power is to the people. The black power is the only power, y'all. Ain't no greater power, ain't no greater source of power than us. All right. Just know that. So again, man, let me get into these comments, man. And hopefully you brothers and sisters that come in, you got something to say. Let's talk about it. Let's touch bases, man, with the people. All right. Again, Roderick Frazier, man, peace and blessings. Salute back to you, loved one. Jabarni, man, what it do, loved one? Good to see you back in this get down, man. Red, black, and green, man. Red, black, and green. Boy, you be giving. I'll tell you, when the group talk, they give me ideas. And I mean that. I said the transition is in full effect. What you say? I'm trying to tell you, creative juices, man. That's what we do, though. See, that I think that's what it's about. This is why we always want to touch bases with one another, because I think it's a motivating thing. It's a certain force of energy, when we do that. But yeah, the transition is in full effect. It ain't over. Every day I wake up, there's something new I think I need to do. I need to do, not what I want to do. There's a difference. I need to make sure this transition is complete, that it speaks to, our awakening, as a people, not just for me, you know, I'm woke, man, and I don't mean it in that political way or term a lot of people use, white people, whoever, man. I'm talking about as a Black man, I have awakened, all right? So the transition will reflect that. Not only will it reflect my awakening, hopefully, like the comment just now from Jabani, it's going to reflect the awakening of brothers and sisters in this World Group congregation and others who aren't even a part of it. But it's going down, man. We have to get this done, y'all. So anyway, man, Jabani said, red, black, and green, love to you, big bro, and World Group congregation. We will get it together. That's not a hope. You know what I mean? We can't hope. We got to work for that. When you said we will get it together, that's you making the confirmation. You confirming. It sounds like there's determination in your statement. I trust that. We will get it together. So, man, power to you, brother. Little H top, man, 112. What it do, love one, much love right back on. Already know how we do, man. That's how we do, all right? And again, man, good to see you in this get out. This is the third time I've seen you and you come into the comments, man. Peace and blessings, homie. Much love, man. H up, homie. Appreciate that. Okay, here's something new, y'all. Someone new. Taste one nap. Whoa. Let me see. Taste one napata. I'm sorry, I'm all over the place. Taste one. I think that's what it say. Napata. Excuse me, Napata. Anyway, AV militant revolutionary, one tribe, no genocide, melanated is worthy. Tawny Copper, father and mother of civilization. I get the gist of what you're saying. Don't pay me no mind, y'all. I'm gonna get together, all right? Like I said, it's a lot on the brain right now. And it's nothing new. It's what we go through every day. We get to the point though, as we go along throughout our day, we focus on the focus. All right. So I'll read that one more time. AV militant revolutionary, one tribe, no genocide, melanated is worthy, Tonti, Copper, father and mother of civilization. The true words haven't been spoken, man, in that context. I was checking out something today. Well, the YT people were saying something to the effect that this is all made up, about us, Black people being the chosen people, being the first people. This is all a new conspiracy, to help or to quickly wipe out and get rid of the YT people. And I just sat there and I looked at it, and somebody I read comments, I do that. Somebody in the comments say, well, just go do your research. Go do your research. You'll see where man come from a Black woman first. I watched another get down with this brother named Jesse. He has a podcast. He's a goofy looking. He kind of looks, like, he rode the school bus, them special buses when he was younger. He got that look about him, right? But he got another. He has a brother guest on the show. He's interviewing, and the young brother's name is Young Pharaoh. So Young Pharaoh just trying to kick science to the man, kick reality to him, from a melanated perspective. And this brother, I swear, the first thing that struck me was this is a coon. He's attacking the brother. Then he wanted, how most people do when they run across us, black men and women, they want to ask about your past. Were you a criminal? Did you do drugs? Where was your mom and daddy? They throw that at you, man, to discredit you. Man, the young brother held his own, man. I was very impressed. And so much, in fact, I went and subscribed to his channel. But when he kicked the science, man, and he spoke in terms of where we come from and where everyone comes from, I felt the energy of it. I immediately gelled to it, I was, boom, drawn to it. It was truth to power, man. But the other brother, he just kept going on and on and on. So anyway, after I watched it, I went and look this brother up. He's cool. They have those types, man. In one form or another, in one perspective or another, they have these brothers and sisters who will attack brothers and sisters before they attack anybody else. They have these brothers and sisters who will portray or put out propaganda or promote BS against brothers and sisters before anybody else. It's all over social media, man. But so I went and looked the brother up, man. I was like, oh, dude. The majority of his interviews are blacks, and he's attempting to discredit these brothers and sisters who come on this platform. And I got thinking, why are y'all watching this stuff? Because the comments going in on him. But okay, man, wait a minute. This ain't the first time he's done this, obviously. Why do you keep going back, checking that out? And he reminds me of a Candace Owens. Just in the male form, Anyway, man, the young brother, shouts out to that young brother, young Pharaoh, man. Do your thing, man. Do your thing, man. Spread the message, spread the word, spread the science, spread the facts, spread the truth, man. Do not stop. Focus on the focus. Focus on the focus. Mr. Faith, Family and Fortune, IDO, man. He says, salute, groove from New York to the land. Black excellence is what we pursue on VS 107, New York chapter. Good people, remember, those whom forget their history are doomed to repeat it. Salute to all. Real spit, man. Real spit. The fact of the matter is a lot of us have forgotten or don't want to know. You know what I mean? Or, they've forgotten, don't want to know, or is fighting against coming into the know. We have a lot of us would rather be ignorant, a lot of us would rather be ignorant, and there's no other way I can put that. You can say, man, all we got to do is check out social media, man. And there's no doubt in my mind, most of these brothers and sisters who put out this stuff know better. They know better. So, hey, man, salute right back to you, Faith, Family, man, and Fortune. Love to see you back in here. We appreciate you being back in this Get Out. You are part of this congregation. You know it like we know it. So, hey, man, peace and greetings, loved one. Queen Nzinga says, sending love to the father. I imagine she's saying to the family. Peace and love right back to you, Queen Nzinga. Mr. Faith, Family, Fortune goes on to say, salute, Bub. It's Allah the shooter tapping in, as always, from New York to the land. Black excellence, good people, make your purpose your focus. Black unity. Good people, make your purpose your focus. Black unity. Come on, man. Queen Nzinga says, sending love to the Royal Group congregation. Peace and blessings. Right back to you, Queen. Appreciate you in this Get Out. We see you. Hey, Frederick Hasby, what it do, man? What it do? I see you, man. Good to see you too. Okay, this is at Y White 24074. We as Black people are taught to be strong, to just deal with it, when sometimes mental therapy is what's really needed. I don't disagree. I agree wholeheartedly. Like I said, man. It is true to some degree about Blacks in therapy. Blacks be quick. I don't need no therapy. Back in the day, therapy for us who was acting up was ass whooping. Times have changed. Times have changed. The community needs healing. There are a lot of mental issues going on in our community, man. And it is being ignored. It's being ignored. It's not being addressed. A good example is just come downtown, man, and look. I just said this Tuesday. Come downtown and look. And you tell me if that, what I just said, that statement is correct or not. The majority of the people down here are Black. And just on the face of it, when you see them there are issues, mental issues going on with these individuals. So it seems as if this is where they dump them. Our people, they dump them downtown LA. You know, and to me, it's almost like they're on display for all the tourists or those who come and want to just gawk at our people, man, in their whatever position they're in, you know? Sad thing, man. But the sister just said, white 24/7 said we as Black people are taught to be strong, to just deal with it. And sometimes mental therapy is what's really needed, you know? And that therapy can come in a lot of forms, man. You know, you don't necessarily have to go sit in front of a Goldberg or Epstein or, you know, some name related or related name and talk about your problems, you know, to get clarity, you know, just to get, you know, an ear to hear what you're saying. Some of the best therapists are in the community. Don't be fooled. Some of your best therapy is in the community, man. All right. It's there. That's a resource that's there. It's untapped. It's untapped. We need to start tapping in to our therapy, the therapy that we know we need from our people, you know. But we appreciate that white at white. Appreciate it. Or is that a white? All right. Anyway, peace and blessings. Love to have you here. This is the first. We appreciate you coming in with a comment as well. You are a part of this, what we call Under the Groove Podcast, touching bases with the people. This is where we keep everything above board and straight. We see no evil, we hear no evil, and we speak no evil. Keep everything above board with love and respect, all right? So we thank you, and you are more than welcome to be here. Salute to you. All right, Soldier Denise, greetings right back. She's sending out shouts to the other queens and the entire UTG family that is like her to be like that. This is, man, a solid soul right here, man. A loving soul. You know, again, see, we got sisters and brothers, man, who understand that not only know what's going on and understand what's happening in our communities, but they are involved in trying to rectify a lot of these issues that we see on a daily with our people. She's one of them. All right. So salute and give you, you know, I want to give you a flowers, sister. You already know. Appreciate you more than you know. All right. Thank you for being here. Okay. Queen Nzinga said it's called post-incarceration syndrome, PCIS, and it's real. It's real. All right. I think I was speaking about this about a week or so ago. I said, hey, man, I'm together because I work on me. However, I know there are issues as a result of me doing all that time. You know, I think the difference with a lot of us who've done a lot of time and we continue to stay on that straight and narrow focus on the focus is that, you know, we have a purpose. There's a purpose and we stick to that purpose. Can't nothing knock us off track of being on course, you know. The loved one used to say, stay the course. He say, stay the course. See, that advice is good, especially when, you know, you utilize it. You know, that type of advice is excellent, especially when the person who said it utilizes it. You know, if not, then it's just something somebody said, you know. Frederick Hasby said, I heard 40 Crips Spotty Face say he wants to have a sit down with a respectable Hoover and mention Gumby. I say, why not Bub? Let's end the madness. Yay. You know, I ran across the brother a couple of times in terms of being on social media. I've listened to him speak. I've always wondered, you know, I think his ability to lead, why wasn't he, you know, on some, you know, more constructive, you know, dialogue, you know, get down, man. I'm open, you know, I'm open, you know, I'm open, man. You know, like I say, man, I tend to try to deal with brothers from everywhere, man. Respect first, love first, then respect. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be that anyway. You know what I mean? I'm gonna give you that respect anyway. That's the kind of guy I am. But I want individuals to know, man, it's love first. So if Spody Face, or anybody for that matter, understand that something needs to change, man, and they're willing, they want to be a part of this change, again, changing the paradigm, man, in these communities, man. Let's do it. Let's do it. I'm not hard to find, man. I can be reached, bro. So yeah, that's something worthy. You know what I'm saying? That's something. Yeah, man, in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat. All right. Hey, Raymond Skull, man, 102, what it do, man? Peace and blessings to you, your family, and the Rays, homie. How you been? Hey, man, you know what it do, homie. Another day, man. Another day, man. And we keep pushing. We keep pushing. Raymond Skull, man, he said, man, what it do, bub? Hope you and the wife are great. Peace to everyone in the chat, man. Hey, man, that's right back at you, bro. Hope that you and yours are well, man. Brothers, man, and sisters, your family, man, are rising, man, trying to build home. We got to do better, I'm saying that you aren't. I'm saying, you get it. But it's good to see you in here, man. It's an ongoing thing, man. And yeah, you become quite the regular. And that's all good, bro. That's all good. More brothers and sisters need to get a bar of what we do, man. No matter where you're from. The only thing that matters is that you understand something's wrong and you got this thing. You know something needs to change. That's all, man. You just got to know something something got to be better than what we're dealing with. Where you're from don't matter. What you're thinking, what you're saying, and what you're doing, that matters. That matters, man. All right. Queen says, okay, that's shout out to Soldier Denise. Okay. All right. Raymond Skull goes on to say, Jesse reminds me of Samuel Jackson. I'm trying to tell you, man. Samuel Jackson in Durango. Django. Hey, man. Trust me, people. And I'm not really, I don't even want to promote it to where I say, go check him out because he don't deserve your views. He just don't. But man, he is the epitome of that guy in Django. You hit the nail on the head with that one, bro. That's truth, man. So you go on to say he disgusts me with his rhetoric. Yeah, he discredits our entire experience as melanated people, like the Klan wouldn't have deleted him then or now. Yeah, that's the thing that gets me too. What's going on in their heads, man, where they think that, they'll be spared, It boggles the mind, man, to think that these brothers and sisters who do this type of thing, man, think that, they're getting brownie points with these people. These people don't care one way or another. In fact, man, trust and know, they're going to have your ass lined up because you can't be trusted regardless. You turn on your own people. What the hell they want you for? Other than to help try to tear us down, dismantle whatever we're trying to build. But they're going to, hey, man, you fair game too, man. You more fair game than the ones who are resistant. You too easily bought, and what's the word, assimilated. Too easily. Yeah, man. Damn those kind, man. Damn. Queen says having a strong support system helps, and I'm sure she's speaking about in terms of mental health. She says having a strong support system helps. It's hard to make it out on these streets, man. It really is. We just had 3 sisters. We've been dropping episodes since Monday. Soldier Denise, LaSike, Karen Brown, and another sister, Miss Cat, man. All of them have had experiences in some form of fashion that were negative, but as a result, man, these sisters are resilient. They decided, okay, I'm not going to let that defeat me. Matter of fact, okay, I know I'm going through this, but you know what? Someone else is also. Let me not only be an ear, but let me be a mouthpiece. Let me bring to the table, or bring to the attention of our people these issues that affect us. One of which we're speaking about, mental health. There are others. There are others. There's domestic violence. There's domestic assault, rape. There's all kind of stuff going on, man, with our sisters. Things that are being done to our sisters, man. This should be unacceptable. It should be unacceptable. We got a lot of brothers do things out here, man, and they don't get called on it. They do, some get, arrested, go get, they get called on it. You know what I mean? That should apply here more than there. Can't be out here with this madness, man. A lot of what the sisters go through is, you can say, the reason why a lot of them have these issues, mental issues, you know what I mean? No one's listening to them. No one's listening to them, man. No one's paying them attention. Their experiences are valid, man. Just as much as any brother who say, man, the system is against me. When the sisters say, hey, man, yeah, the system is against me, but so are my brothers. It's valid, man. When we say, man, a lot we got work to do. We got real work to do. And we've said it on this podcast. It begins with us. Before we can go call ourselves checking anybody and setting anybody straight, getting what's ours rightfully, talking about freedom and everything else, we have to free ourselves from these issues, man, that we know exist in our communities that create a lot of our problems, especially mental health issues. That's all I'm saying, man. All right? That's it. So, let's be mindful of this stuff, man, that be mindful of a lot of us, a lot of us are the reason for a lot of problems our people have. Right in conjunction with whatever the system is in terms of racism, finances, society, whatever, all that, yeah, but then compile that or put on top of that us doing it to each other. It's bad, man. It's really bad. And I think, this is something we have to start addressing. If we're going to talk about getting our shit together, we have to get us together, man, first. Raymond Skull said, Bub, I'm glad therapy was mentioned. I'm sorry, bro. Mentioned? Okay, excuse me. But I'm glad therapy was mentioned. For me, it gives me mental focus and clarity just from day-to-day living. Personally, this group has been therapeutic for me. Thanks to this group, man. Hey, man, again, we have, you know what? And I say this, a lot of people don't think like I don't expect everybody to agree with what I say or think how I think, talk how I talk, walk how I walk. But I think we have an obligation, man, not just to ourselves, man. And I say this, when I say love yourself so that you can love the brother or sister next to you, that's saying something, man. We have an obligation to each other, man. We have first to ourselves, of course, but we have an obligation to each other, man. Again, if it's just lending an ear, if it's just recognizing, hey, man, something wrong, you all right. That goes a long way. If it's just a platform where brothers and sisters are able to go and discuss something, man, that might be something someone needed to hear, you fulfilling the task, man. You're getting it done. So just the fact that Raymond is able to say, hey, man, this is therapeutic for me. It works for me. That says a lot. I tell y'all, I come here because I need to. You feel me? I'm telling y'all some real shit. I do this because I need to do this. I find joy in it. I find love in it. I get a peace of mind, man. Nothing else matters, man. When I come and do this, man, what matters is I know, man, people was in here, man, and we talking. I can vent, you can vent, she can vent, they can vent. We can put it on the table, man. It'll be above board. Do that for that reason, man, because I know for me, it's therapeutic. So to hear you say it works for you as well, bro, we getting it done, homie. We're getting it done. So appreciate hearing that. All right, Frederick Hasby, you already know, man. BLACKFIRST High. All right. At Clark 246, Bub. Even me, living in Barbados, would love to see some peace in LA. All the way from Barbados. See, that's how love, man. Love spread, man. I was saying the other day about love, man. See, this is something I think our people, we lost sight of. One thing about us, man, if there's nothing else anybody can say about us, it's really one thing that can be said about us that we know. We're people of love. Sometimes we don't see it. Sometimes it'd be like, okay, you got to go look high and low for it. But as a people, our core, man, our essence is love, man. And then I don't care where you at. You could be in Barbados, you could be in Australia, you could be in a land. That love is something, man, it's deep. It's an energy. It transcends space and time, man. That's what it do. So here in Barbados, coming in is get out at Clark 246 saying, hey, man. This is a woman, this is an individual, a person who's saying, man, we need more love. We need to see this thing get right. You can't make this shit up, man. We're waking up now, man. I trust that. I promise you, I trust that. I trust that. We're waking up, man. Again, though, this ain't gonna be no easy get out. This ain't no cakewalk. But I trust that enough of us are gonna wake up. And then man, I want to put this atmosphere. Before I leave this earth in this form, I need to see this thing happen, man. I don't care, man, about nothing else. You know, I love my baby. I love my family. You know, don't get me wrong. But man, this is, man, it's what I'm living for this, man. I'm living for this, man. Overdue. Time is now, y'all. And Jamie Phillips 2620, man, he says, OG Gangster discussed rhetoric. Disgust rhetoric. You know, like I said, man, we got a lot of brothers, man, that know better, man. That know better, and they should do better. They got to, but they know better. They should do better. You know, the BS we hearing and we seeing, man, like I said, y'all, and most of us know, they don't help nobody. They don't help nobody but who it helps. Y'all know who it helps. It don't even help the individuals that put this shit out there, man, daily. You know, all of them talking about a bag. You know, I think this thing for a lot of dudes and sisters, let's be real, it's just a hustle. It's a hustle, man. You hustling off people's emotions. You hustling off weak minds. You know, you hustling off the hurt and pain a lot of us, our people, go through daily. It's a hustle. Shit wrong, man, and you know it. They know it. So, you know, anyway, Raku Fool, what it do, aesthetic. Said Bubble Man, excellent discourse with African queens yesterday. Masterful pivot from everyday gangland talk. Not saying talk like that, but that was a powerful build. Salute. And man, I had them sisters, y'all don't even know. Hey man, you know what? I ain't gonna lie. We're gonna have a whole lot of sisters and different people coming in here. I would like to extend invitations to people, man, to come and just sit and feel this energy, man. What we did this past weekend, man, I'm not ashamed to say, man, I was touched. I was touched, man. I was hurt, and then I was inspired to just listen to sisters talk, man. That perspective, man, is powerful. It's powerful, man. I recognize that for the most part, I was an avid listener, and I think that's because most of what they spoke about, my mama experienced, most of our mothers and sisters, our daughters experienced the majority of what they talked about. If that don't touch you, man, just realize, man, that they going through shit, man. I don't know what will, man. I just know that, man, our sisters, man, we supposed to protect our sisters, man. To hear the stories, man, and y'all ain't even got half of it yet. And in spite of everything these sisters have been through, man, you know what? They front and center. They front and center, man. They have not thrown in the towel. And they could have. They could have. They let you know I could have. But it's something about Black women that does not allow them to give up, man. Even when they're going through some shit. I sat here in awe, man. I was emotional, man. I was emotional, man. We owed it to ourselves, man, to do better, man. We owed it to sisters, man, to protect them and treat them right. They are the mothers, man. In reality, for me, they are God. They are the God. Where we come from. Now, they came from whatever created them. But for me, to me, they are the God. And my wife will tell you, if she ever decided to say something, I've always said it. Women are the God. They are the ones. I've always said it. We as men, because we've been trained to think and act a certain way, we patriarchal, we want to be the man. Women were first. Everything we got from them. We ain't brought nothing to them. They brought it all to us. But just to be in the presence of them sisters, man, I'm telling you, I for sure have a greater respect for Black women. I already did, You're not going to hear about me beating up on nobody, man, taking nothing from nobody, none of that, man. Cussing out my wife, I've been angry, but I'm not going to, man, there's some shit I'm not going to do, man. And like I said, I'm not going to do it because I remember what my mom's went through. And so listening to them sisters, I went back and I remember everything my mom's went through. That shit fucked with me. So, all right, let me move on, man. Rakufu, I'm going to repeat that. He said, Bub, excellent discourse with African queens yesterday. Masterful pivot from everyday gangland talk. Not saying talk like that, but that was a powerful build. Salute. Man, I didn't do them no justice, man. They did us justice. You feel me? That's my take on it. They did us justice as men. I was humbled, homie. All right. Salute again, man. Soldier Denise, man. To Lasike and Miss Cat. We have, look, man, this platform, man, like I said, man, it's gonna expand, it's gonna transform social media. We're gonna bring the people here, man, so the people can talk to the people. Let the people touch bases with the people, man. Man, y'all should have been here. Shit. Akufu go on to say, I can show in the Bible where the Hebrews got their religion from. So, I can show in the Bible where the Hebrews got their religion from. The so-called Hamites, Black Africans, so-called Canaanites. Blew my mind. You go on to say, comedic aesthetic is a chemical reality. E.M. Hotep, Metunator. And break that down for us, bro, for those who don't know. And I understand, but break that down for the congregation, man. Akufu, let them know what that. Break that down right there, all right? That's not to say everybody not in the know. Shit, I probably forgot half of it, but I'm aware of it, all right? But break it down for the congregation, all right? Raymond Skull 102 goes on to say, this may be a part 2 comment. A lot of our sisters are damaged. And us as Black men have difficulty reaching them. Now, the powers to be have created a wider gap by promoting the 304 image. And that thing is running rampant, ain't it? That thing is out there, man. Me and my wife, we were somewhere and we saw the kids dancing, man. And the kids, they was kids, but you know, you could see that the mentality in a few years, these are children, man. All right? They're misguided. Now, truth to power that our sisters are damaged. You know what? We're part of the problem because we as men, Black men, are damaged. We're damaged, man. We're all damaged. You know? We got to figure some stuff out, y'all. Real stuff, man. We got to get to the know. We have to get to the know. And the know will give us the why we supposed to be way more than why we should excel, why we supposed to evolve and be greater than what we see in our communities, man, in the world, Black people. And speaking of sisters, one of the reasons why, and I've said this before on the platform, that I wanted sisters on the platform is so that we can discuss sisters, because I thought it was inappropriate for me as a host to discuss issues about sisters without sisters being on platform at the table, directing that discussion, you know? So again, we got some things in store for you guys, man, and it's gonna speak to what we're talking about now. We're gonna put it on the table, but I'd rather have the sisters run that, control that, direct that dialogue. You know, I'm gonna sit on the side, man, and you may not even hear me speak, but these sisters, they're gonna run the table. You know, let's get that perspective out there, man, from these queens, man. That's what I say. You know, I ain't got no problem with it. You know, you come here, you're not a guest, you family. You know, let's get it in. Let's touch bases with the people, man. Yeah, that's some real stuff though, right? See one dead, how's a sister? Over there, man, in the deep. Own it. Own it, queen. Stay on it. Stay in it. Stay the course. She say, cousin, auntie, and fam, love. B1, love the last videos I watched were great. We appreciate you tapping in and watching them. Let's get them numbers up. Let's share it. Let's share what we do, y'all. Let's share what we allow ourselves to be exposed to. I trust that if we receive something and it's positive, you should want to spread that. You should spread enough of us, or too many of us, we receive stuff that's negative. You know, the first thing we do, we hurry up and share it. We hurry up and share it. Laugh and joke about it, talk about all that damn food, this, that, and that. Man, they get a lot of shares. We see it all day, every day. It don't have to be this platform. It could be any platform or any message, man, that's positive, that's uplifting, that wants to see us excel. Share it, man. Share it. That's my message, man. Share the love, share the positivity, share blackness, man. Share it. B1 equals Black First. You know, let's get it in, y'all. RB 44, the he black woman is God. Yeah. The womb man. And then, you know, a lot of brothers, you know, yeah, see, we all messed up. We all are damaged. You can't convince a lot of brothers that we come from her and that we are just her in the male form. You know, we have her skin. It's her shit. She gifted us this, man. You know, only thing we don't have that she does is a womb. There's a reason for that. But she is God. She is the source. The God gene that we have come from her, man. You know, that God gene, man, is a powerful thing, man. Love my sisters, man. I can't wait to have them sisters back on here, man. And that is soon. We going in, like I say, man. This thing it's gonna be lit up, mics and number sisters. You know, and when we got to let the people know that this is happening, man. All right. Raymond Scholes said, man, through culture, music, and relationships, that 304 image is prevalent right now, yet degrading to Black love and the Black family. How do we get around this? That's a good question for the group, for the Royal Group congregation. Let's drop them suggestions in there. Let's drop these ideas. Let's drop how we think that we can get around this. And I don't mean, and you said it, and I get what you're saying, Raymond, but how can we dismantle that? How can we do away with that image? Let's put that in the get out, y'all. Let's see what we can come up with. And let's see if not only we can come up with a solution, but one that we can enact individually as well as collectively. I think that's worth a while. You know, because, yeah, man, this shit crazy. I need sisters I need some sisters right now. So we got to have these discussions, y'all. Cool fool. He say, Em is in Hotio is peace, Metu words, nadir of God in the ancient hieroglyphics of our ancestors from Egypt or / Kemet. All right. Y'all get a bar to comment, man. Let's break that thing down, man, and let's understand what Rakufu is saying. Because, you know, I think I was saying this last week about words, and not only words, but when we speak them, they have power. Words are power. You know, words are blessings. Words are spells, good spells too. You know, well, some words are bad. Some words are bad spells. Some words are evil. But for us and where we come from, we know that words that were spoken throughout antiquity, man, were words of power, energy, facts, man. We need to speak, man, words of energy, words of power, love. That's it, man. I think that's part of what we got to start changing the mindsets of individuals, or women and men. And I think one of the ways of going about doing that is start to speak in truth to power. Speak those words that in case that are enveloped in love, you know. I think that's very important. I think that's very important. You know, so I appreciate that, Rakufu. Thanks for throwing that out there, man. Raymond says, not taking shots at our sisters as a whole. However, these sisters who are in that music industry have an effective influence with the message it puts in the minds of the youth. True. I saw something today. It showed music from the 80s and early 90s. It was a different vibe. You know, sisters wasn't scantily clad, you know, wasn't twerking, and, you know, they had dance moves and stuff, you know, and they were singing, you know, it wasn't no, you know, wasn't a whole lot of audio, you know, involved. They were actually getting it in. Then from that, it morphed into certain sisters in the industry. And it being said that because they are under contract, they have to do what they're told. If not, the riches they've accumulated will be snatched from them. They can't do nothing but what they're told. So when those execs say this is what we want, that's what they have to produce, you know? So what that means, they're for sale. They're selling out. Another one of our issues, especially in the community, is wealth. We look at wealth and riches in the wrong context. JT the bigger figures in here. Okay, that's what's happening. Yeah, so man, I hear you loud and clear. Raymond, I hear you loud and clear. We got to do something about the industry. And who runs the industry, y'all? Come on. Like, who runs sports? Who runs all those things, man, that influences, especially us, to act or be a certain way? Who runs that? Don't know blacks run that. Don't know blacks run. Any black that tried to run anything in media were either, that's who it is. We're either taken out, look at the hole.
Who is it?
Look at the hole. Who? Yeah. They were either taken out or destroyed financially. That's a fact. That's a fact, you know. Not only that, but their livelihood was taken from them. Their so-called accumulated riches were snatched from them. Some of them were put in jail. Some of them were killed, you know? So that's the truth of the matter, man, you know? That's a brother, man. So that's a fact, people. That is a fact, all right? So it's not that they actually have the ability to do what they want to do. That's not how that works. They're under contract. They have non-disclosures. They have all kind of stuff, man. As soon as they breach that contract, guess what? They're done. They're done. You're going to hear about them having a case, a criminal case, or you're going to hear about them tripping out, or you're going to hear something that, you know, be like, oh, some salacious, fallacious. You would have never thought it. They're being set up, though. So, you know, I think again, man, we're talking about choices. You know, we're talking about choices, the type of choices we're willing to make or that we make that it either hurts or it helps us. A lot of us make them choices that hurt more than they do help, you know? So just think about it. Soldier Janice, she says Spotsville, Karen Spotville. Okay. All right, I got you. Aubrey 44, she says, yeah, the black woman is God. I hear you loud and clear. Raymond Skull says, I agree with you, bub. Us black men play a role in this matter too. That music does belittle and degrade our sisters. We have to do better. The exploitation has to stop. I'm just saying. What you're saying was correct. You don't have to be, you make it sound like you're apologizing. No, man, don't be unapologetic when you spitting truth to power, bro. Just keep it 100. Like I said, we above board here, man. We keep everything straight. All right. There's nothing wrong about what you said. Everything you just said in that comment was correct. It's right. All right. Real stuff, man. The exploitation, though, has been going on for a long time. It really didn't just start, man, in the 2000s or 2010, 2000, 2010, 2020, 1990, 1980, 1970. Exploitation has been around, man, for as long as they saw a profit. Or not only a profit, but consider this, a means or a way to keep you ignorant, keep you from accomplishing something, a way to keep you feeling or thinking that you're inferior. Exploitation, man, is nothing new. It's just gotten worse. It's gotten worse. Why is it worse? How has it gotten to this point? What's really going on? Look at the drugs, man. The drugs have evolved. There's no more crack cocaine and Sherm. No more PCP, lovely, pill popping. Well, there's still a little of that, but now they got some stuff, man. Hey, man, they have these cats crashing out. Have people doing ridiculous things, man. The drugs that we grew up on, well, Sherm had you tripping out. Let me tell you the truth. And cocaine was a scourge, no doubt. You become a crackhead, you went to the bottom of the heap. These drugs now, they entice young brothers, people to do outrageous things, man. And they have no remorse. They have, and some of them don't have even a thought after the fact of what they did. Could care less. Exploitation, man, comes in all forms, man. It just don't come in the media sphere. You feel me? Exploitation is in society, man. It's in economics. It's in politics. It's there. It's there, man. And I think, though, you are only able to exploit a person or people if they are not aware. If you aren't aware, man, then if I had a lick I wanted to put on somebody, they not aware that I could, and I'm finna play them, man. Hey, man, I'm gonna play them. You know what I mean? That's the mentality. It's a play. It's all a play, man. To exploit someone is a play, man. To gain or garner something from you, not just in terms. Look, man, they're not just taking your money. They're gonna take your dignity. They're going to take your self-respect, man. They're going to take, man, any honor you have, your principles. That's what they do. Exploitation is the beast. It's not new. It's just that, man, things are so rapid now that we can't even focus on it because it's everywhere. All right? So let's start focusing on the focus. Let's focus on the focus. In order for us to be able to get down with this get down, we have to focus on the focus, y'all. That's it. That's all. All right? That's the truth, man. RB44 says facts. Real spit, y'all. At Trap Flicks, man. This is JT, the bigger figure. Love you forever, man. God's plan, man. God's plan. JT, what it do? What it do? Man, I ain't heard or seen head or high. You know what I'm saying, man. I ain't seen you, man, and shoot, since last year. Head or hide, man. What it do? What it do, man? I know you on your get down, man. You focused on the focus, man. You told me, you say, Bub, watch. You say, watch. When you came and sat down with us, man, that was a year ago, bro. It's probably longer. But you said, watch, man. And you spoke truth to power too. Now, here's a brother that extracted himself from a situation, from that pool of exploitation. All right, for lack of a better term, right now, in terms of what I'm going to express, this brother was in it. Fillmore, Richmond, you touched probably all them spots, man. All up and down the north, man, and south. You extracted yourself from that, man. Look at you. You travel the world, and you still keep it above board. Come on, man. Love, respect, man. Love, respect. Love that you in this Get Down With Us. This is the Royal Group Congregation, man. This is Touching Bases with the People. You are under the Groove Podcast, man. This is where we see no evil, we speak no evil, and we hear no evil, man. Love, respect here, man. Love to have you, man. Peace to you, bro. Inglewood Legends. All right. I ain't heard from you in a minute, man. You say can't get around it. Got to go through it to get to it. What they say, in order to get to something, you got to go through something. In order to get to something, you have to go through something. It's real spit, y'all. Ain't nothing free, man. Ain't nothing just gonna fall in your lap, man. And we got a lot of people want to sit down and waiting for the pie in the sky to fall in their lap. A lot of them don't understand the concept of work, hard work, earn that shit. Put in the work, man. What we're talking about is work. And it's not a game, it's work, and it's gonna take individuals with a work ethic to get the shit done. All right. You can't get around it. You got to go through it to get to it. That's work, man. You want to push through them walls and them barriers. It's work, man. Physical, mental, social, political, financial. Hey, man, you gonna run the board. That's the only way you're gonna get to it, because they ain't gonna give it to you. Keep that in mind. Soldier Denise. All right, Rakufu, she hollering at you. She said, my God left his words for me on stone. I am an antiquities fanatic. The further back I went, the more beautiful a love story I found between God's people. But people be scared. People be scared. What are they scared of? What are most people scared of? Change? The unknown? Life is something we don't know from 1 minute to the next. And because we don't, a lot of people allow themselves to be hindered. We say this here, man, we say it because we mean it. Live life, man. You cannot be hesitant about living life, especially when you want that life to be about something, to be going somewhere, other than to the grave, because, everybody gonna get that term. But while you living, live. Don't be, man, fear is to be understood, man, so that you can address it, overcome it. Don't be scared, man, about living life, man. You only get one in this form. You did. We supposed to make the most of it, man. Not the least. We're making the least of it. Ain't nothing fly, man, about us throwing away our lives, man, or being scared to live your life. Nothing fly about that, y'all. Don't be scared. Thank you, Soldier Denise. I like how you read. Don't be scared. Oh, man, beautiful, beautiful. Queen Nzinga says, use some parental control with these kids. Educate and talk to them. Keep these devices in the open so you can see what's going on. Again, that's one of the things, that's one of the problems we find or we have in the community. A lot of parents are just giving them devices and walk away. They don't monitor them. They don't, it's akin to, I remember back in the day, man, there were what they called the latchkey kids. That were these kids, they had these keys on a shoestring or a chain around their neck. Mom and dad was at work. So you had the key to let yourself in, and most of them, some of them would go in and sit in front of the TV. Not all the time, but that was something that was done. For a lot of us, before we did our homework, we dropped school books. We was all up and down the streets, in the alleys, jumping, climbing trees, doing things kids did. And then that came, latchkey kid terminology, where parents just, Hey, here's a key. Let yourself in. I've already cooked dinner, heat it up, da 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 da. You know, now parents are saying, not because they have jobs that they have to be at till 8, 9 at night, but they're saying, oh, here's this device, get out my face. Wow. Wow. Why you think, man, the sex trade or the slave trade is booming? Because these people know parents are giving these kids these devices, and they all up and down TikTok and anywhere else, and they're setting up meetings, and kids come up missing. All this stuff, man, it's bad luck. It's a bad look, man. Parents aren't being parents. Now, we were bad, but check this out. My mama was badder. If I did something, I already knew it was wrong, and I did it. My prayer was, man, I hope my mama won't find out. I'm scared of my mother. She didn't play. She didn't play. I don't care who I was around. She messed me up quick. Real quick. Kids aren't scared of parents. There's no discipline, you know. And like I said, there was discipline in our house. You know, it didn't prevent me from doing a lot of things I did, man. But if I did something, I tell you, I did it. I tried to do it in such a way where my mom did not find out, because I was scared of my mother. She was a parent. And again, we were poor. We were poor. We were not born, me and my brothers and I were not born into poverty. It happened as a circumspect or a situation through the years with my parents. And, you know, whatever went wrong with them, it went wrong with the whole family. You know what I mean? So, you know, but after that, we were poor. It did not stop her from being a parent. You know? It didn't stop my grandmother from being a grandmother. It didn't stop my aunties from being aunties. You did? So there that is, man. Parental control. Oh, we got a lot to deal with, y'all. We got a lot to deal with. Soldier Denise said, I'm over here, man, just listening and smiling. Hey, now, I'm going to be doing that when your turn comes and the sisters come to the table and run that thing. I'm going to be over on the side, listening and smiling. Listening and smiling and emotional. It's a beautiful thing when sisters get together, man, and have these talks. Love it. Love it. See, one day it said, as soon as I logged on, my DR called me, or my doctor called me. So I missed a bit. That's all right. Again, what we say, hey, man, priorities first. Priorities. All right. Joe Parker 7392 says, salute Hoover Nation. And salute to all the nations, man. You know, of course, salute to the Hoover Nation, but salute to all the communities, man. All of them. Again, y'all, this is the thing, man, we have to get hold of. The mindset has to change. It has to change. It's okay, man, that you want to, where you come from, your neighborhood, your set, you can't, whatever, that's fine, right? But I'm telling you what's better. When we recognize that, you know what, man, the same blessings I want to put on mine, I want to put on his and theirs, you know? Try it out, man. Get at a spin, man. But I see you, Joe Parker. Peace and blessings to you, bro. Thanks for coming in this get out. Mm-hmm. Hear them sisters, they going at Queens up in there talking, chopping it up. All right, see one day, and I'm gonna read this. She said, I worked the local grocery store. I would see all my young brothers and sisters coming in and buy sugar, drinks, and candy instead of food. So I started buying them the sweets if they bought their report card and spent their own money on healthy things. That's very positive. one of the young boys was an ALF player. Now he got a scholarship. Unfortunately, his mother was and still is an addict. That's, you know, that's I don't want to say that's common, but you know, that's something we see a lot of, you know. But he is thriving just from the community at the grocery store, giving him positive reinforcement. Amen. Peace to you for that. See one day you're doing the right thing. Again, it's the observation that we apply to the people, especially those that are close to us, man. That means a lot, you know. Just your involvement with this young brother, man. Ain't no telling, man, what you did for him. Well, it's obvious. He's got a scholarship. All right. He got a scholarship. So don't think for a minute you didn't have no hand in that. You played a big part in that. All right. You was his mother. You know what I mean? You was his mother. So you did well. You did great. That was a great thing. That was a great thing. Yeah. Keep it up. Keep up the good work. All right. Soldier Denise said, we salute you, bub. We appreciate you and we value you. You know, I'm going to say, like I always say, because I mean it, this is nothing. You guys are the fuel. You are the machine. I'm just at some, you know, every now and then I'm driving. That's all. You know, I'm just driving. But look, this thing don't go nowhere without the fuel. You get it? I'm just the host. You guys are the petrol. You know, and you say, but this is where we going. Okay, we going there. So I appreciate you as well, sister. I appreciate you well as well. All right. Hey, James Cash, man, all right. He said, happy Thursday, OG Bub. Love and respect always. One. Likewise, man. Right back to you, man. All right. Look at this. Sinbad. What it do, loved one? What it do? He said, all love, Big Bub, to you and the big homie TS, Sinbad, folk trade. All right. Thank you, brother. Yep. I feel you, though. I'm not, yeah. You know, I feel you, homie. We'll talk later. So Janice said, we rarely venture outside of Bible study. Excuse me. We rarely venture outside of Bible study notes when we read the Bible. It is written, you need no man to teach you. God in you will lead you to where you need to go in that Bible. All right. What did they say the acronym for Bible, the word Bible, basic instructions based on living on earth? I think basic instructions beyond leaving earth. Okay, basic instructions beyond leaving earth. I think I heard something different, but that's fine too. You know. But yeah, that thing before leaving earth, basic instructions before leaving earth. Yeah. And that, you know, yeah. I've always said that about the Bible. I never actually, and I've read it. I never actually took it as a religious text, so to speak. I always thought it was a book based upon certain principles and morals, how to, you know, just carry yourself, how to be, you know, a human being. You know what I mean? How to live a certain life, man, that's devoid of those things that can ruin living a certain life. You know what I mean? A life where, you know, you love thy neighbor. You know what I'm saying? You don't steal or kill. You know, you honor and respect your mother and father, your wife, your husband. You know, those sorts of things. So I never really took it as, you know, a religious text. I always saw it as this thing that it instructed you on how to conduct yourself. You know, godlike, be godlike. You know, it was a guide. You know, it was God. But yeah. So I appreciate that, soldier. James Cash says, in the absence of the truth, bullshit will prevail. Each one teach one. Spread the growth of knowledge and love. Unity doesn't happen by itself. Power is in the people, and work needs to be put in. One, I say it all the time. The phrase, it's an old phrase, a lot of revolutionaries used it back in the day. They say power to the people. That's what they said. I always thought that you can't give one power who already have it. It's just that, those who have power don't realize they got it. They have to be reminded that the power is in you. Power is in the people. You don't give power to the people, man. That's the case, well, that is the case in a lot of instances because those politicians, they want to make you feel like they're empowering you. You vote for me, they're looking out, they're empowering you. They're going to give you some power. No. You already had the power, it's yours. They can't give you jack. They can't give you jack. You're just being exploited. And I said, that's one of the forms of exploitation, the vote. They'll exploit your ignorance to get your vote. But yeah, power is in the people. I mean that. Well, y'all know this. Power is in the people. Appreciate that comment though, James. You're on point with that one. Soldiers Denise said they took away the parents' right. Excuse me. Right. They took away the parents', I think you want to say right, but it's not, yeah. They took away the parents' right to discipline. They knew what they were doing. No discipline in the home meant their prisons would remain full. And ain't that something? Like I said, man, when we were growing up, mothers and fathers would beat your ass, right? Just real, you couldn't mess up and think you was gonna miss getting the ass whooping. Not only that, but when I was going to elementary school, the principal and the teachers could whoop your ass. Then things changed. Good point, soldier. Things changed for a reason. Yeah. Now you got the incarcerated of black and brown fill up the prisons. Discipline at home is no longer allowed. Yeah. Yeah. Some real stuff going on, y'all. There's some real stuff going on. Prisons remain full. Discipline is non-existent in the home. Parents don't parent because they can't. A lot of us don't know also the reason that most of us, we have children. Do you guys know that they're not considered yours? It's like your home or your car. The child, technically, for real, y'all, you don't own that child. They can come take that child. They come take your child. Children are considered wards of the state. Especially when they want to label them as such. Oh, there's truancy going on. It's not going to school. We're going to go on and take him out the home. Oh, you've been whooping on him. They call him, okay, we're going to take him out the home. You have no rights to your child. It's because it's not your child. That's not how the system sees it. The child belongs to the system, like we do. All right. So Janice goes on to say race first mentality. See, one day it said, in this time though, I'm gonna be honest. Being bright skinned, it's a little bit easier for me. It hurt me to see my dark-skinned brothers and sisters hurt and feel left behind. Australia is systematically racist. Yeah, it was built on racism. Well, it was built on the penal code first. That's how Australia came to be. And as a result of all these convicts being dropped off on, the land of Australia, yeah, it became that, then it became something racial, But no doubt, man, no doubt that is what's going on. The being left behind part is just, again, that's reality. That's reality. Take care of yourself, David. All right now. There's one of my neighbors, man, this brother David, man. He has a radio station next door to me, man. He's essay, man, Mexican American, man. Dude podcast got all kind of history in it, man. All kind of stuff, man. So I'm cool with him straight up, you know. Good dude, man. It's a good dude, you know. So I involve myself with him, you know. We straight like that. Here. Yeah. But yeah, good dude, man. Appreciate him. Appreciate him. You know, he came and sat in just now while we get it in. That's what he did, man. So David's a good guy, man. Okay. One second, you guys. 1 second. Because I sure forgot. No, I gotta go double check.
Wait till it's over.
Yeah, I gotta double check. I'm sorry. All right, so yeah. Yeah, see one that I hear you loud and clear. Yeah. She said even in Australia, their teachers can beat them. The nuns, oh man, don't even get me started on that. All right, come on. I want to keep my composure. I want and see, it's a lot, man. It's a lot, you guys. I mean, a whole lot. All right, whole lot stacked against us. Whole lot, man. And see, one day you're just going through it. She said that they would scrub her skin after PE with a pillow pad. I've read that. I've read that they've done that type of stuff and told her that she was dirty. Raymond Skull, man, he said, man, I'd like to one day get a venue for the group members of this group and put a curriculum together for ourselves and mentoring the youth, no matter what community they come from. Hey, this is along the path, this is along the discussions we've had. Excuse me, everybody. Al Thomas, myself, James Cash, man, now yourself, you know, we you know, these are things we discuss, man, and I think that's some viable stuff. You know, I think that can be done. It's just a matter of going about it the right way, you know, going about it the right way, you know, to where it actually benefits those who need the support and benefit the most, you know. And I'm not saying that if we, you know, we did it together, it wouldn't. I'm saying that we go into something like that, we have to be Johnny on the spot and serious about the get down. Keep it above board, man. She one day said, man, I like that idea, Ray, but I'm stuck in the deep. Well, shoot, you can get it going up, you can get it cracking on in the deep as well. We're gonna build your base up out there, see one day. You know, James Cass said, people fear what they don't know. I'm talking those who not black fear us because they never sat down in a room with us to have dialogue like real people. Black fist up high, the most high. Again, a fear plays a role in a whole lot. We all in this situation that we're in, actually, I think because of fear. Fear, you know, started all this stuff. You know, I think it wasn't money. I mean, money became this thing after they realized some stuff, you know what I'm saying? They attached, you know, money to everything. But fear is the culprit. Fear is the reason, you know, of a lot of what we experience from other people, or a lot of what we experience because other people fear us. You know, again, I'll be on social media and I'm watching this, and then them people are coming on there and said, hey, we don't want no problems. We're sorry. Don't do to us what we know been done to you. Because we think any day now, you guys are going to take over. Yeah. Yeah. But hey, again, we're loving people. We're going to take over and make it right. We're going to save the world. I've said this, and I'm hoping everyone agrees. we are the saviors of the world. You know, we're gonna do the God thing. We're gonna do the Jesus thing. You know, we come save the world, man. You know, but first we have to save ourselves. First, we have to save ourselves. See, when Dad said, "I'll fuck with a Mexi podcast," yeah, David, my guy, man. David, he has a radio station, but he does a little podcasting as well, I think. He has a radio station. He plays a lot of music, man, and I just Spanish music, you know. He old school SA, you know. He know the oldies and shit, man. I go in there, man, got the electric guitar, the bongos. You know, he got it set up, man. He you know, his thing, he's next door to me. His thing has stories to tell, I'm pretty sure. You know, it's set up right and nice. I like it. It has a certain energy to it, you know. Good dude though, like I said, people. I respect him, you know what I'm saying? I got love for him, you know what I mean? Good dude. He fell ill a couple of months ago, man, but he's recuperating now. It was just a pleasure. I hadn't seen him since then, a couple of months, because, you know, he's recuperating. So I was glad to see him. If he's still there when I leave out, you know, I'm not going to do it, hang out with him for a minute. It's a lot going on, you guys, but that can't be the reason as to why we're not focused on what we need to be focused on. Just to recap what we talked about, our communities suffer from a lot of mental issues, you know, mental illnesses, man. Our communities suffer from a lot of trauma, you know, a lot of hurt and pain, man. We are damaged people. And yet, in spite of that, I think there's no one more together than us. In spite of all that, man. Listen, no other people could deal with what we are dealing with and still be dignified, hold their heads up and know that ain't nobody better than them. Most would succumb to this pressure, man, would tap out. Not to say a lot of us don't, because a lot of us do. But nobody, man, could stomach, could belly, could shoulder, you know, could soldier what we've been through or what we're going through, and still be, in their minds, the motherfuckers, excuse my French, the people. You dig? I just wanted to drop that on y'all, man. I love my people, man. Straight up. I love my people, man. I love coming here, man, and being able to sit down, man, and read these comments from brothers and sisters, man, like, you know, like nobody's business, man, you know? Don't nobody do this. Don't nobody do this, man. But other bodies need to be doing this. They need to be doing this, man. It's a reason for this. You know? It's bigger than the bag, man. It's bigger than the bag. It's bigger than clout. You know? It's bigger than clicks and hits, sharing. It's the people, man. It's us. It's us. You know? We're in a fight. We are in a fight. I'm down, man. I'm down. That's all I can tell y'all. You know? That's all I can tell y'all. Yeah, we're in a war. I stand corrected. We are in a war. And we have to start fighting back. We have to start fighting back, man. We've been at war for a long time, millennium at the very least. And yet we still in this shit. Remember Haiti, man. Remember Haiti, man. Haiti can do it. An island full of slaves could stop the strongest general in the world at that time. Guess what, man? We can run that shit. We can run that. All for the right reasons. All right, that being said, you guys, I have a mission I must complete tonight. I love my people, man. That's it. You know, I regret my past, and yet I have to appreciate it because it's because of my past I'm right here, right now. All right. For me, that means a lot. Like I said, man, you, everyone here, man, is my support, my therapy. I'm well, man. I'm well. And our mission, man, here is to, man, let's make as many of us well as possible. All right. Let's get our health up. Let's get our minds right. And let's do what we're supposed to be doing. Being black folk. Being black folk. Love yourself so that you can love somebody else, man, look just like you. All right? Be mindful what you let in here. Be mindful of what comes from here. Be mindful of what you do with this, your actions. Be mindful, y'all. All right? Don't take it for granted. Appreciate it all. Appreciate it so that you can live life. Take care of yourself so that you can take care of someone else, man. All right? Love yourself so that love can be felt by someone else. Peace and blessings to the Royal Group congregation, to all those individuals who came in tonight for the first time. We appreciate you. We hope to see you back here. We're here every Tuesday and Thursday, 6:15 until wherever I get that call, that nod, that it's time to shut it down. That's what we do. All right? Go in and check the Get Down out after the fact, man. Let's cut this thing up. Let's digest it. Let's make it work. Let's make it work. We got to put in the work, all right? Right quick, James said, man, love you, brother Bub. We under the groove, and it don't stop because we just getting started. And like you say, better late than never. We've only got ourselves to rely on to save us. Black Power, one. There it is. Wake and bake. We love to see you in the Get Out. We love you. Keep the positivity about your Get Out, man. Keep spreading the message, man. Keep sparking them flames in these young minds, bro. All right? Take care of one another. Raymond, peace and love, brother. Get a raise, our love and respect, man, and our good regards, all right? Queen Nzinga, you have a good weekend. You stay safe as well. Peace and love to the chat, man. You are, you have been, and you will be under the groove. Love you for touching bases with the people. Everyone take care of yourselves. All right.